Hey, this is Scott Kokenauer. If you're on Facebook and YouTube and you are just kind of perusing this morning, um, I'm glad you joined me. We are going to talk briefly here about leading in crisis. Of course, we are in a crisis, more than one, some would say. But I pulled out three resources that I think would be very helpful for us. And I'll show you how I did that so that you can do this on your own if you've got the time. So I'm looking at three different resources. The first one, and I've put the link at the bottom here, I created a bit.ly shortcut for you. It is bit.ly slash 2020 12 17 and then the number one, ONE, 20201217 ONE. This is the first one. And it's from Biblical Leadership, an article written by Dan Hall, Leading in Crisis. And it was published in December 16 of this year, so yesterday. And there are some pretty good points in here that Dan makes. Number one, keep your head in all situations, stay calm and lead on. And I like what he says here. Leaders possess two important tools, a steady hand and a steady voice. That reminds me of how leaders, successful leaders, are more thermostats than thermometers. Thermostats will regulate the temperature. Thermometers just simply reflect the temperature. And of course, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Number two, endure hardship. Suck it up, buttercup. And the thing here is we have to rise above our own self-pity in this current state that we're in right now. And if you're going to lead, you're going to need to rise above your self-pity. The third one is do the work of an evangelist. Lead people to focus on Christ. Regardless of the challenge, their ultimate source of life and hope is Jesus. And Dan Hall makes that point. And then he also makes the point to discharge all the duties of your ministry. Take care of those who are entrusted to you. When all is said and done, we can't let the chaos swirling around us prevent us from doing what we need to do to care for those looking to us. Now, I know that's difficult if you're a leader and you have come down with COVID, but I still think that it is possible for you to care for those. And it's how you go through the virus that speaks volumes. That is the first resource. The second one, and you'll notice that the link now is bit.ly slash 20201217 and then TWO for two. This comes to us from Fast Company, and it was published on the 10th of December. And Nathan Christensen wrote this. It's a 15-minute read. And I like what he wrote here, the 5 connections. Number one, connect to yourself. Help employees understand and process their fears and hopes and concerns. During times of crisis, we experience a wide range of emotions. And oftentimes, business leaders try to keep their teams focused and engaged by compartmentalizing work and keeping emotions related to a broader crisis out of the workplace. But I think you can do more harm. I agree with him. The second is connect to each other. A good leader in crisis will foster open and supportive communication within and across all the teams. That's really important too. Third, connect to your mission. Anchor employees' daily work in the why. When a crisis strikes, our attention is pulled in many directions, and we want to know that wherever we're directing it at any given time is meaningful. Everyone wants to be a part of something that is meaningful. The next one is connect to the facts. Transparently and directly communicate information to your employees. They need this, especially when they're in the midst of a crisis. The next one is connect to community. Position the company as a vehicle for making a difference. This is the opportunity in a SWOT analysis. Opportunities are external. The opportunity in crisis is to position your company as a vehicle for making a difference. So that's the Nathan Christensen article, and you can see the link at the bottom there, 202012117TWO. Now, the third and final is resources for Christian leaders. This comes from Faith and Leadership, and this particular article, it was also published yesterday, and it just simply gives you a lot of resources that might help you, because a lot of times when we're going through a crisis as leaders, we have that locus of control outside of us, and that makes it very difficult for us to lead well. And if we can get that locus of control inside of us, then we feel like we have some sort of handle on what we're doing here. And this post provides some tremendous resources, government provided resources, pastoral resources, and religion, news and opinion, and other news and opinion. So kind of gives you, in one post, you have everything that you could use to stay on top of this. Now, let me share with you, and by the way, that link is bit.ly/20201217THREE for 3. Now, I'm going to show you how to search anything, basically. So let's say you are you're a leader and you're saying, how do I lead in this crisis? Well, you type leading in a crisis. And when you press enter, you're going to get a ton of results, 672 billion hits in less than a second. But the problem with this is they're not all definitely current. It could be a crisis that 9/11. If you want to look at what is current, then what you want to do is click on Tools, and that opens up these two options. One is called Anytime, and the other is called All Results. I go to Anytime, and you can look at posts in the last hour, the last 24 hours, the last week, past month, past year, and you can do a custom range. What I did for our purposes was go to the past week, but just for fun, let's see what was posted in the last hour. All right, here's one. Coronavirus is reshaping retail stores for good. Leading in crisis, there's a YouTube video. Europe's coronavirus threatens to cancel Christmas. Vanderbloemen Leadership Podcast. These were all 21 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago, 48 minutes ago. That is how you can utilize this tremendous amount of information that is available at our fingertips, literally on our phones, in our palm of our hand. And so don't ever feel like you have no place to go. At least there's a starting point with a Google search. Thank you for joining me. That is this episode of Serving Strong and Leading in Crisis. I'll talk to you later.